When my plans are ready, I was just set. I was just so happy. I had this hope. Finally, I have the privilege of, finding someone. So,
And who popped their number one?
Yeah, I sent the number, and it was added. I was not joining because, I love devotions, but this was the main thing. This was the goal.
I thought you were chasing after God. Now it became... Anyway, okay. Yeah. Before I give you my I love you back, even though I'm dying inside my heart, I didn't say that, but even though I was dying, I told him, before I give you my I love you back, are you ready?
Those are my...
Please go bring the boots. Go bring the boots that you wore. Those big ones.
I bring them.
There's those big boots. The love was intense. It's like the spirits were, I don't know, something was happening. Like it was so intense. And now we know why. Now we know why.
She said that, she spoke and I was like, this is the one, it's her.
Imagine our videos were off, but this guy could tell my voice. And yet you had only heard me once, apart from the stalking, you had only heard me once on Zoom.
Yeah. Okay. And she was saying how God is good and all that, and then, she's in the children's ministry, she's very busy. I was like, this is my chance, children's ministries.
And remember my list, keep my list in your mind right now.
Yeah, so I just went into Zoom, and then I sent her sister, who I thought was her friend, a message through Zoom, a private one. Yeah. And I said, I heard your friend say she's in the... I typed so quickly, that thing can end. She can leave Zoom. Yeah. So I typed so quickly, I heard your friend is in the children's ministries. I'm also in the children's ministries. I would love to connect, so that we can share notes,
Now let me say something on my end, you guys. Yeah. First of all, thank you, Bontu, for joining that Zoom meeting, because let me tell you, you guys, I was so busy. I was in uni doing health sciences, and I was so busy. I remember I had a lot of work and all of that, and I was like, man, I don't want to join. I can't join devotions today because I'm so busy. I had assignments and all that, but she was like, no, I'm gonna join. My sister and her devotions. She's serious. So, and she was like, I'm sharing. So I told her, okay, sit on your bed, and we share the room. So she was seated on her bed, she joined. And then, I shared my testimony, then he came in and he wrote and all that. Then, at first I felt weird, but then when he mentioned children, let me tell you guys, but to be honest, I wasn't even thinking of this Jaga guy as the relationship, no. But when he said he's in the children's ministry, I got excited. I even forgot everything. I forgot for real. I think it's maybe the logo that kind of maybe might have, but I don't remember it. I remember I was so excited. I told Bont, and because I was looking for someone to do children's ministry with.
Amen.
So when he said that I'm in the children's ministry, I remember I rushed to my parents. I told them, Mom, Dad, there is someone who is in Toronto. He said that I'm in Ottawa, he's in Toronto, 4 hours away, for those who don't know. He said that he's going to be doing the children's ministry. This is what I prayed for. I'm so happy, blah, blah, blah. They were like, oh, great, because they know my passion for children. And I thought that was the thing. And I think you told me to... And then I think I wrote to you and I said...
Remain behind.
No, but then I also I told you that I will. Afterwards, I told you that I will contact you.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't the type to give my number out. I'm not that cheap, please. No matter what you were thinking of. I was like, I will be the one to contact you, so please drop your number there. And he dropped his number faithfully. But after that, I was like, I'll contact him later, probably tomorrow or the other day.
You had said you're going to connect me with some other guys.
Yeah.
Man, it's not other guys.
So when I delayed to get to him, what did you do?
That night did not... it was an evening devotion. Trust me, I could not wait for the day to end. And I was like, if I send her a message now, it won't be awkward because we have spoken.
Yeah,
so I went to the group and then I wrote to her, hi, thank you so much for your time, it was so good, all that, we'll connect, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what I wrote, but
did we even really get enough sleep that night? I think we were chatting and chatting.
Yeah,
right?
but that night, you kind of played hard to get. You didn't chat much.
Yeah, that night I did.
And you even said good night, It was at least I texted. But that week...
Yeah, because my mind was on the children's thingy.
Yeah. That night we didn't chat much, but I was like, at least I've texted her.
Yeah.
But I was like, what next, And I was praying to God. I was like, now see, what next? Ministries and then what?
But let's first take a short time to laugh a little bit.
Yeah.
So when we started texting each other now, as the days went on, I think on the next day when he obviously kept on talking and all that, and I saw now I don't think the children are the real thing. I think I am being the real deal right now. So I was like, so let me give him a heart attack. It was my cousin's. Well, he's my uncle, but I call him cousin because he's kind of my age mate. It was his birthday, Becca. Hi, if you are seeing this.
That was,
It was his birthday, and I was like, I think it would be great if I use this
that was
photo.
a terrible thing you did. And it was at a very bad time.
And the thing is, Becca doesn't even use, my cousin or stroke uncle, he doesn't even use WhatsApp, you guys. I just did it to just give him a little heart attack to see where is he at. If he's really interested, he will comment something on that thing. So then I changed, because we had taken photos and we look good together, you know what I mean? Because we're like blood, we look alike. We're like blood with my cousin. So then after I put a picture of us on my profile, and then I put another picture on the status. Kumbe I had posted him on Instagram, normal posting, happy birthday Kazo, what. And yet on this side I posted, I think something that's blurry. You wouldn't know what he is.
Yeah.
Just happy
but
birthday
there was a
something.
bro.
No, I didn't put bro.
There was a bro somewhere.
No.
Yeah.
Yes. I first put the profile picture, and then
That
that
was the
gave
one that
him
really
a
did.
heart attack.
Yeah.
And then on the status is where I put bro.
I even remember where I was that time. We had, like I said, I was asking myself, what's next, right? So I was talking to people and I was telling them, I found this girl. I really like her, but I don't know what to do next. And then there was this girl that she told me, ask her out. I said, she's in Ottawa.
Yeah.
We're in Toronto, 5 hours away. She said, oh. I was like, man, how can you just say that, right? And then I told my friend, my friend, he was my very good friend. I told him, now there's this girl in Ottawa that I really like, and I really want her, He said, let's go to Ottawa next week. Let's go. Because it was on Saturday.
By the way, you may wonder why they have this much time. They were jobless. But they are now very job-full people. They are not less.
We'll get to the jobless part. We didn't have anything to do. We used to just drive around and as we were waiting for the interviewers to call us. So he told me, let's go to Ottawa. And then I remember that Saturday when he had just told me, I went to the car and I was praying and I was like, God, what do I do? And then that's when I saw that status. And I was about to go and tell my friend, bad news. And we had already organized with her. I had already told her that me and my friend, I fabricated something. Because my friend had some friends in Ottawa, right? So I told her, my friend and I, we are coming to Ottawa to visit some friends. So if there is time, we'll come and see you.
Kumbe! What is the real deal?
She was the one who was coming.
And you think I didn't know? I knew.
She knew, but you still have to.
And by the way, guys, by this time, we were really, let me just say, we were in love.
Yeah.
We were in love, like.
We were really talking. Eh?
By what day were we in love? But I think even the second day. Or the third.
I think there was this.
Because remember again, guys, like the Holy Spirit was in
really
this
connected.
thing, and we have told you the backstory because we wanted you guys to know where we had already come from, of like our connection with God, serving God, and really telling God choose for us, right? And by the time this happened, there was no questions, there was no doubt, and let me tell you, we used to have long conversations. If you guys remember, for those of you who are my friends, I used to post like 4-hour, 8-hour long calls.
I just used to walk around with earphones and like, this guy, nowadays he's here but he's not here.
He's not here, yeah. So during that week, like after that devotion, we were talking endlessly. Like, anyway, me and my parents were already used because I'm always on the phone. Like, my mom used to say, you or just open a call center, we would be rich right now. But yeah.
But for me, it was new.
Yeah.
And there was this new smile also.
So yeah, like, we used to talk, and I remember that's the time I asked very deep questions, got to know the grind of this guy. He got to know me, in a deep way as well. Like, for us, we just jumped. We didn't go into dating, man. We just jumped from not knowing each other to courtship. Like, boom, immediately. And yeah, like by then it was very open that we were courting, even though we hadn't yet told each other I love you and opened up our feelings to one another. We were still getting to know each other. And then he told me he's coming to Ottawa, and I remember I was trying to hide from my friends, you guys, this whole thing, because I was trying to hide, but I had to talk to someone.
Yeah, it was too much.
I had to talk to someone. I was dying inside
I was also
me.
very anxious.
I was dying inside me. So I remember I talked to my maid of honor, I'll just say her name, Nikki, and I was like, bro, I remember I couldn't say anything. I told her, Nikki, let's open video. Then we opened. Then I told her, we're just like this, like we bond like this. Like, this guy, he gets me, he understands me. Like, I don't have to, like, will you trust me, guys? We were like complete strangers who started talking on the phone this long. Like, our love story is just crazy. Yeah, it went by, like, it went so fast, right? And within just no time, it's like I know his entire life and he knows me, to the point where I used to feel like, is he stalking me? Are you stalking me? And then he used to tell me, are you stalking me too? Like, it was so intense. It was intense love, and I was scared. I was scared of this love because I had never seen love like this, so strong, so crazy with another human being. Like, it was so crazy. Like, we used to complete each other's sentences, or like
yeah, it was so weird.
I knew what was on his mind, he knew what was on my mind. Like, I don't even know how to say it, guys. Like, it's like we were just one from the beginning. And I was afraid of this. So I remember I explained it to her and I told her, now, you see, he's coming. I actually told her that Friday. I think I told her that Friday, yeah. I wasn't planning to tell anyone that story, but that Friday when he was coming, and this was like 1 week, that same week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the following week because.
Oh, the following week. So this is after 2 weeks of chatting. So 1 week of intense chatting though, and he's coming, and I had kept it secret all this time, but this time round, that Friday, you guys, I needed some support. Like, I was about to faint. I felt like my heart was getting out of my body. Let me tell you, if you know me, you guys, even my friends up to this day make fun of me and said, Dureti is like a soldier. Yeah. She never falls in love. She never, like, I'm not the type that is a mushy lover until it came to this guy. He softened me, like, I don't know what. Like, he brought the softest side of me out, you know, which was never like that, you know. So yeah, guys, like, so that's kind of what happened. And I remember Nikki was like, wait, there was even no time to analyze. She was like, I'm getting an Uber. And I remember she was in Gatineau by then. That's like $40. She was like, I'm getting an Uber to come. I was like, no, don't get an Uber, just bus. But then she was like, you really need me immediately, man.
Yeah. She was so supportive.
You know, she was so supportive. And you see the way I'm usually blubbery and everything. That day, I was speechless. I was quiet. I was everything mute. So I didn't even know, like, I was overwhelmed. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And that's never me. That's never in my personality. If you know me, I'm always confident, always talking. Even if I'm shy, you will never see my shyness. It will be somewhere deep inside there. But that day, I don't know. Did you do something to me anyway?
No, nothing.
Let's just say it was God in this story. So now we're going to go into the section of him coming to Ottawa and what happened. Okay, guys, we must tell you, Bambi, this love story is not going to be short, but I hope you guys are enjoying so far. It's very interesting. Anyway, so let's continue from where we left off. So tell us, so when you came to Ottawa, so you said you were coming to Ottawa and you came. There was this friend of yours who was
Jeff,
relaxing.
I'll just say Jeff. Jeff was my wingman.
Yeah.
He promised me to
Just
be
like
my wingman.
Nikki was my wing lady.
Yeah, because that time I was not really thinking straight at all.
Yeah.
You know, and she had said, you know, yeah, come, welcome. Actually, welcome. You know, I've even told my mom.
Actually, let me get back. You see, now I'm remembering what I had written on my list. Another thing that I had written on my list, on our first date, like the first day we see each other, he will see my parents too. And I remember again, my friend Nikki was like, guy, you're too unrealistic, but okay, we shall see. Well, it came to fulfillment, and it was unplanned. I had nothing to do with this. So yeah.
Yeah, so I told her that we'll be there by 2.
By 2. And I was ready. You guys, I cleaned that house like nothing. I cooked. The cooking wasn't like amazing, but I cleaned that house to the point where I remember mom came back from work. She said, what is happening today? Like,
and trust
the
me,
house smells so good and looks so good.
Trust me, that was something that it caught my attention. You know, I was like, like, this is so clean. I don't know, for some reason. And our house is usually clean,
but that day it was extra.
It was too good.
That I even cleaned. What do they call these things? The baseboards. It was the skirting boards.
Yeah.
I literally cleaned even those things. Like, I cleaned. There's nothing I did not clean in that house. And I was ready by 2. My hair was done, everything looking great, but I did not also want to do over top, so I was just wearing something simple, sweatpants, you know, just to show you, bro. I'm also, you know,
hot,
I'm also hard to get, but yeah.
Trust me, we were there. We were there by 6. But
because of Jeff.
But you know what?
Jeff, if you're watching this.
But you know what? Trust me, we were in Ottawa at 2. And then my friend Jeff wants to take photos and all that, and we had to check into the inn, and then he had to charge his phone.
But I'm charging my phone.
I was so anxious, and then we went.
Yeah.
Then my friend Jeff was asking me, what's wrong with you? So you're going on a date to someone's parents' home. What is wrong?
Do you want to be brozone?
Yeah, so I was trying to avoid that brozone. It's not even friends on brozone thing.
Yeah.
And then I was telling him, Jeff, so what should I do now? He said, you have roasted yourself. That's your problem.
And you know, guys, God really did plan out this love story, because if James came at 2, none of my parents would be home. You know, because they were all at work. If you came at 2, none of my parents would be home, and it would just be mostly me, you, and Jeff, and probably my sister. But for some reason, you guys ended up delaying to the point that even Dad was home. and Dad usually takes a little bit longer to get home. Everyone was home. And my parents were in the living room. No, Dad was in the bedroom by the time you came, but when you came, he came to greet you. So, but before, there is something that happened in the parking lot. So he at last arrives, and I'm so mad at this time. I'm like, oh, this guy, he's so unserious. But anyway, I didn't want to show anything like, oh, I'm so desperate or anything. I was just like, oh, it's okay anyway, whatever. And yet inside me, I'm like, oh.
So we came, we arrived at the address, and my heart was really pounding.
Hey, you guys, me?
I was like, we are here.
I went to the washroom, I don't know how many times. Like, I was dying. My heart was like almost coming out of my body. I think it came out of my body at that point. Like, I remember Nikki had to hold me. Then he was like, we're here. Then, let me tell you guys a funny thing. No, listen up. Then he was like, we are the rare. He had a thick, you guys,
accent.
I know we both have accents, and I know he has an accent right now, but by then it was summer slang. He was like,
it was very heavy.
We are the rare. Rare. And then me and Nikki, at least that cooled me down. We laughed. We were like, we were looking for you everywhere because we were like, rare? What does rare mean? Like, me, I only knew rare as like, like, man, I was so confused.
Instead of visitor parking.
Rare, where? So, it's like, and again, God for real was in this story, because God was using this opportunity to cool me down, because I even told Nikki, I may faint on this, when we get there, I may faint. Because I'm just, you guys, the love was intense. It's like, the spirits were, I don't know, something was happening. Like, it was so intense. And now we know why. Now we know why. You should tell that
parking situation, because I think I was so frozen.
I'm going to say it. So, we went around. I remember we had to go all around the building because of this rareness. Rare was the thing we didn't understand. Anyway, Kenyans, you get what I mean by r. So then we went, and then we got there. And then Nikki's like, yeah, I think that's the one. And you guys, I'm going to describe that moment to you, because that moment is a moment that up to today, we laugh about it. First of all, let me talk about his dress code. He was wearing this same shirt. Who goes to a girl's first date wearing?
I actually don't wear this t-shirt anymore. It's been very long.
Wearing a t-shirt. I was like, this guy is unserious, but it's okay.
It's a casual
and then he had.
Those are mine.
Please go bring the boots. Go bring the boots that you wore. Those big ones.
I bring them.
There's those big boots.
No,
I need to show. I need to show you guys what we are talking about, because you guys need to see all the details, okay? Okay, so to him, he was very cool. You guys, he wore these boots, okay? And the pants is where the pants, you need to come have a seat. The pants is where we need to have a discussion here. The pants he was wearing, you guys, baggy. When I say baggy, it could fit, it could fit a whole another human James in those pants. Those pants were big. He looked like a farmer from the garden. And the way he was standing, anyway, I don't want to stand up and do, he was like this. I was like, God, I know I said that fashion sense, no, but not this one. This one really needs work.
Beware what you write.
Let me tell you guys, even if this was a crazy thing, but this shirt, I actually love it. It looks good on you. Even if this was crazy, there was something crazier. Me, I thought I was nervous. But the way this guy was nervous when I remember we were coming from this direction and he was here. I remember when we were coming, he was like this.
Then I'm nervous, I don't think.
He could not stop staring. It's like his eyeballs were almost coming. Nikki was like, I thought I was coming to hold you, but I think we need to hold him. Then she went by his side. I'm not even lying, guys. She went by his side. And she was just like, yo. And then we were telling him, hi, we greeted him. He was like so frozen for minutes, guys. And then we're like, hi. And he just said, hi. And he was still staring at me. Staring. Like serious staring. And then afterwards we were like, okay, there is the visitors parking, go park there, because he had parked in the driveway, you know, where people turn all the way and all that. And then he was like, huh? And Jeff was in the car, and he kept on staring at me until I just had to go to his friend and be like, hi, my name is Dureti. You need to go and park there. And then he was the one who spoke to him in Kiswahili. Whatever. And then he came back to his senses. And then he was so confused. And then he immediately went and turned.
It's beauty.
And went back and went park the car. And for us we went and I think we waited and then we went in together.
Yeah.
And when we went, you guys, the story is getting long, but anyway, let's tell you all the details. We hope you're enjoying. And then when we went in, I was so scared, honestly, because for me, I thought you guys were going to come, you know, like we finish, we talk and all that, we have a chat and then you go. But then now my parents are there. It was awkward. But anyway, my parents are chill people. But knowing that it's someone I like, you know what you have in your heart.
You think everyone knows.
You think everyone knows your thing. But anyway, and then he came, he sat, I gave you guys juice and everything, you know, we ate food. But before we ate, I called Dad, come say hi to my friends. Then he came.
The first thing, he didn't even say, he said, I know you.
I know you! I know you! I was like, what? We are doomed!
He didn't say where he knows me from. He just said, I know you.
He just said, I know you. I was like, and you know, James and I have an age difference of 9 years, by the way. So, for real, maybe you're an uncle from somewhere. But yeah, Dad, he stood to his point. He was like, I know you from somewhere. Then we're like, hey, but for real, you would never know this guy.
No, maybe God gave him a
yeah, for real, yeah. And Dad really loved him and everything. But anyway, my parents gave us our space. And then it was me, Jeff, James, and Nikki on the table. As I said, I was speechless, so Nikki was the one filling in for me. He was also confused. I remember even when he was eating and we were seated opposite each other, he was like, and I remember it was cabbage and lentil that you were eating with injera. And you were like, and then the cabbages would fall because you were just staring. You were not even, then I would say, eat. Then you say, okay. Then again you stare at me, Banange. I felt like that day, I don't know. I felt like someone was just taking something from me. I don't know anywhere. But yeah, that was the first time we met. That's how crazy the first time we met was. And after that, I remember he was taking me out. He wanted to take me out when we went to the parking lot. After that date, as I said, for most of that date, it was Nikki and Jeff talking. Like, because me and James were just, because we were so blank. Like, for us, we were just feeling each other's presence. Like, what is this? You know? Yeah. But yeah, and then we went to the parking lot and I think Jeff. Yeah,
so the thing is, you remember Jeff was making fun of me, you know, how can you be going to someone's parents' home for a date? What is your plan? And then he had told me, you know, before we arrived, I think he foresaw that I would be so nervous and confused.
Yeah.
So he had told me beforehand, right, as we were on the way, he had told me, you know what, when we go there, you're not going to have this time to chat with her, you know, get to know her, get your own space. So I think you should ask her out on a date. Did I even think of that? You know, I was so confused.
This guy was confused. I knew, but for real, you were more confused than me.
I was too confused. I don't know. So as we were walking to the parking lot so that we can drive away, I asked her, you know, are you available? Because it's on a Friday.
He asked, are you available on Saturday?
Yeah, on Saturday.
And I said, oh no, you know, on Saturdays I think I said I would give you the answer. Yeah, I think I told you I would give you the answer, and then I texted you afterwards and told you, no, Saturdays I'm leading the youth thing, and after that it's late, but we can do Sunday.
And then my friend who loves exploring,
again,
he told me, you know what? Let's do this. It was actually Saturday night. He told me, let's wake up very early in the morning. We go to Montreal.
Imagine.
I mean, we can't be in Ottawa and Montreal is 2 hours away and we don't go there. Let's go and enjoy and then we come back. Because the date was at 2.
Yeah.
Again, 2 p.m. So I was like, I trusted him, you know. I mean, if we leave at 7 and then we come back, I mean, it would still be good. Montreal traffic.
Hey! And they ended up being late. This guy ended up being late again.
We were late.
And
I got a speeding ticket
of 260, of which we had to pay later on when we were in a relationship.
Imagine.
Anyway, he got a speeding ticket because he was, and
I was trying to
the point that Jeff said.
Jeff was telling me.
She wants
He
you
was
alive.
telling me, I know you want to get there in time, but she wants you alive. I was telling him, if the police stop me, I'll tell them I'm going to the love of my life, you know.
I love you, baby.
I love you too, babe.
Yeah, baby. So he drove so fast, and speaking of police, the police just passed by. Anyway, he drove so fast, and then he got there, I think around 3-4 something. Yeah. And then we went on our first official kind of date one-on-one.
Yeah. And then now it made sense why Jeff was taking all these photos.
Yeah.
In Ottawa, because I mean, I'm new to Ottawa, right?
Yeah.
So he actually gave me through that photo taking, I came to see some nice spots that we could go out.
Oh yeah. And I really loved it that, when it came to, again, like, to be honest, God was really leading this love story. I did not suggest where we should go. I just asked him, do you know where we're going? Because I don't know if you know around. He was like, I know where to take you. Yeah. And then we went, we parked, and we started going on a walk. And you asked me if...
I asked her if we can have a drink. I had it figured out in my mind, right? If she wants juice.
And I was like, no.
She was like, no. I was like, never heard of this, but anyway.
Because as I said, guys, I wasn't here to see his money, to see his word, to see his pocket. No, I wasn't there to enjoy. I was there for seriousness, to see if you are a real man of God, to see your life, to know your life, like to know you deeper. And I remember, you guys, we had a very deep conversation within a very short amount of time, because I had to go back before the sun, before the sun goes down and it's dark. So we talked a lot. We talked of our childhood. We talked of our, and remember, we had already been having deep conversations, but this was way deeper. We talked of our life, growing up, our dreams, our hopes, our future, where we would like to, where we see ourselves, our values, and it was just such a beautiful time. But as we were talking, remember, like, so we went to downtown Ottawa. And to be honest, I didn't even know that there was I guess I knew that where the river was, but I had never really gone for a walk using that side. And we just went for a walk, and guess where we ended up? We ended up at, I think it's called Rideau something, like the Rideau Canal, I think. That park there, and we ended up at exactly like it's called a bridge or something, I don't know, whatever it was, like where you see the waterfront. We ended up there, and you guys, I saw again another sign was fulfilled. I saw the most beautiful sunset of my life. Like, this sunset was so gorgeous. I was just like, what is this? It had purple, pink, orange, like it just had every beautiful color. It was so beautiful to behold that I even told him, let's first take time to see the sunset. It was so gorgeous, and in my heart I knew this is another thing ticked off. But I'm a doubter, man. I was like, I'll continue first seeing if things or whatever, yeah. But yeah, like that's kind of how our first date went, and he dropped me home and he had to go. And I remember when you were going, I felt so sad that you were going.
I felt like I also don't want to go.
Yeah, like we had like separation anxiety, but we didn't really show it to each other. And I feel sorry.
Me too. I love you, babe. Yeah, so we drove out. We drove back in the night.
Yeah, and that same week.
Yeah. So what happened actually? This was the thing.
Yeah.
So we drove back, and then she said she would, like, she's planning with Nikki to come and visit Toronto.
Yeah.
Right.
But things didn't.
But
work
then
out.
things didn't come out, and also. Actually, she had planned and they would have come.
Yeah.
But then I became so impatient. And it was actually in 2 weeks.
Oh, we were actually planning to come, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was now after 2 weeks. I was like, I can't wait any longer.
Yeah.
So I just, I just decided, I'm coming this week.
But before that happened, that's after that date and after him going back to Ottawa after our first time meeting. That same week, I think it was again on a Tuesday or a Monday.
It was I don't remember.
Monday or Tuesday, one of those days, early on during the week, we were again having our intense, deep conversations. And if you know me, you know that I love deep conversations.
So it became so overwhelming.
So it became so deep, so overwhelming, to the point where we had to like.
Yeah, like
I was getting so overwhelmed. He was getting so overwhelmed to the point where we couldn't talk. We were both shaking, and then we were just like, let's just we'll get back to each other. And then we hung up. He went to the living room.
I remember. I didn't even want to be by myself.
Yeah, and people were wondering what's happening to you, and same thing to me. I was with my sister, and she was like, "Are you okay? You look like and all that." But yeah, and that's the day that we told each other, I love you.
And my plan was like, I'll do it next summer, next year.
Yeah.
But trust me, I could not hold it.
Yeah, we were planning, even me, to be honest, I didn't think things would go that fast. Yes, I knew he was the guy, but I didn't think things would go that fast. But he ended up expressing his love to me. He told me, I really love you and all that. And I told him, before I give you my I love you back, even though I'm dying inside my heart, I didn't say that, but even though I was dying, I told him, before I give you my I love you back, are you ready to be in this for life? Because remember, we had been going through courtship. At this point, we knew each other. We knew, like, you guys, when I say we knew each other, we really knew each other.
Yeah, we
like, to the detail, to the dot, to everything. So I told him, are you ready? Because I'm not going into relationships to jump one after the other. Are you ready to settle down? And what did you say?
I said I'm ready because I also wanted someone who was willing to go all the way.
Yeah.
Not someone who just wants to try and see where it's going. I never wanted that.
We had to have
so
a goal.
tired of such things. Yeah.
So yeah, guys, that's kind of what happened, and that's the time that we told each other I love you. And that I love you, to be honest, that the first time we told each other I love you, we were ready to get married. If they told me to say I do, because I told myself that the person whom I give my I love you to would be the person that I would get married to. Period. No debate. So when I gave him my I love you that day, it was a very intense night. I'll never forget it. But when I gave it to him, my heart was with him. And up to this day, I love you.
I love you too. And you know, my love for you grows deeper and deeper every single day. You know, like, that's just how it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
my love for you as well, baby.
And I never regret that.
Me
I love
too.
you too.
I never regret it. I praise God for that.